The Ariete Armoured Division was an armoured division of the Italian Army during World War II. It was formed in 1939 as the 2nd Armoured Division in the Italian Army after the 131st Armoured Division Centauro. The division fought in the North African campaign until being destroyed during the Second Battle of El Alamein. After World War II, the division was reformed as part of the Italian Army. World War II. France. The 132nd Armoured Division Ariete was formed in Milan in February 1939. It was initially made up of the 8th Bersaglieri Motorized Infantry Regiment, the 32nd Armoured Regiment, equipped with L3 35th light tanks and a few M11-39 medium tanks, the 132nd Artillery Regiment, and additional divisional support units. The division was moved to the French border at the outbreak of World War II, but was kept in reserve during the short campaign on that front. It was part of the Army of the Po, the Strategic Reserve. Libya. Later, some battalions of the 32nd Tank Regiment were sent to Libya on a stopgap basis. The Iron 2 M11-39 medium tank battalions were sent as part of the Maletti Group. The 3 and VM-13-40 medium tank battalions become part of the Special Armoured Brigade. Both the Maletti Group and the BCS were part of the ill-fated 10th Army. Operation Compass. From December 1940 to February 1941, during Operation Compass, the British Western Desert Force overran the 10th Army and occupied the whole of Cyrenaica. The tanks of the Maletti Group were lost in Egypt, while the tanks of the BCS were sacrificed during the breakout attempt at Beda Fomm. After this setback, it was decided to employ the whole Ariete Division in North Africa. On the 24th of January 1941, the first echelons of the division disembarked at Tripoli. From February 1941 to November 1942, the Ariete Division fought alongside the German Afrika Korps in the North Africa campaign. Ariete was attached to the Italian Mobile Corps. This unit was later to become Italian 20th Motorized Corps. Siege of Tobruk, in particular, reinforced in 1941 with the 132nd Tank Regiment, which would replace the 32nd Tank Regiment. It took part in the First Axis counter-offensive to retake Cyrenaica, and the Siege of Tobruk which resulted from this. With this regiment, its battalions equipped with M13, 40 and or M14, 41 medium tanks, the division fought in the desert of Libya and Egypt during 1941. On the 1st of May 1941, the Germans and Italians attacked Tobruk in considerable strength. Their attack pierced the Australian defences, and the Ariete and 8th Bersaglieri captured the R3, R4, R5, R6 and R7 strong points. On the 3rd of May, the Australians launched a counter-attack with the 18th Brigade. The counter-attack only recaptured one strongpoint from what Australian historian Mark Johnston reported to be Italian defenders. This action is later known as the Battle of the Salient. During Operation Crusader, the division very successfully defended Bir el Gobi against the British 22nd Armoured Brigade, inflicting heavy losses on the inexperienced British forces. On the 23rd of November, the 15th Panzer Division moved on to attack the 5th South African Brigade defending Sidi Rezek, and that evening, the Ariete with the 8th Bersaglieri Regiment came up in support and the ridge was taken. Nearly 3,400 prisoners were taken in this attack. During 29–30 November, the Ariete and supporting Italian infantry and motorcycle units were responsible for capturing a considerable number of New Zealand, Indian and British troops during the Italo-German counterattacks. Recalling the loss of the 21st Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Howard Kippenberger, who later rose to command the 2nd New Zealand Division, wrote that, about 5:30 p.m., damn armed Italian motorized division turned up. They passed with 5 tanks leading, 20 following, and a huge column of transport and guns, and rolled straight over our infantry on point 175. When the battle led to the retreat of the Axis forces to the Gazala line, the Ariete went on the attack. The Italian Armoured Division, augmented by 23 tanks of the 15th Panzer Division and supported by Bersaglieri motorcycle troops, lost no time in assaulting the pursuing Commonwealth forces. Between them, they overran the 1st Battalion, the Buffs and part of the 5th Indian Brigade, taking according to one estimate 1,000 prisoners in the counterattack. Nevertheless, the British were able to recover from this setback and the Ariete retreated through the Djebel mountain towards El Agila. By this time the division had lost almost all its tanks, reinforced again with replacement tanks and M40-75 1/18 of a millimeter Samoventi assault guns in the V and V battalions of the 132nd Artillery Regiment. It took part in the second counter-offensive of January 1942, the Gazala battles of May 1942, and the invasion of Egypt that followed. Battle of Gazala. The Ariete met early success during the Battle of Gazala, when it overran the British-officered 3rd Indian Motor Brigade at Rugbit al-Atask on 27 May 1942, capturing 1,000 troops. The Ariete then repelled strong British armoured counterattacks on 29 May and went on to repeat the same feat on 5 June 1942. El Alamein. During the initial phase of the First Battle of El Alamein, the Ariete, which had just 6 or 8 tanks and 1,000 men, having just arrived in the positions assigned to it at dawn on 3 July 1942, and due to the disorganization caused by enemy air attacks, had been compelled to withdraw after losing 531 men, several artillery batteries and a number of tanks. Rommel's report of the division having been decimated with the loss of 100 tanks was greatly exaggerated. During the Second Battle of El Alamein, the Ariete sacrificed its obsolete tanks in the attempt to counter the Allied offensive and cover the withdrawal of the army. On 4 November at about 15:30, the few surviving tanks, surrounded by an overwhelmingly superior enemy, broadcast the last message, quoting, "Enemy tanks broke through south of Ariete Division." Ariete, thus surrounded, located 5 kilometers northeast of Bir El Abd. Ariete tanks keep on fighting. 135th Armoured Cavalry Division Ariete II. On 21 November 1942, the division was disbanded, and its name kept by a task force gathering up its remnants, which kept fighting throughout the retreat and subsequent Battle of Tunisia. It was forced to surrender along with the rest of the Axis army in North Africa. On 1 April 1943, as a tribute, it was reconstituted as 135 Ariete II Armoured Cavalry Division, made up of cavalry regiments. The division was located in northeastern Italy, with the following order of battle: Montebello Lancers Armoured Reconnaissance Group, Vittorio Emanuele II's Lancers Armoured Cavalry Regiment, Lucca Light Horse Motorized Cavalry Regiment, 135th Artillery Regiment, 235th Semoventi Artillery Regiment, CXXXIV Anti-Tank Battalion, equipped with 75 34ths of a millimeter Samoventi. Minor divisional support units. It comprised the following armored fighting vehicles: 15 Semoventi L40Da 47 32nds, 48 M15, 42 tank, 96 Semoventi M42Da 75 18ths, 24 Semoventi M43Da 105 25ths, 12 Semoventi M43-75 34ths, for a total of 247 tank and Semoventi plus 50 armored car. The division was moved to central Italy following the fall of Benito Mussolini's government and took part to the defense of Rome from 8 to 10 September 1943, counter-attacking German panzer grenadiers and paratroopers. Because the headquarters decided to avoid unnecessary sacrifices and losses, the division was ordered to surrender and was then disbanded. Reconstitution. On the 23rd of May 1948, its reconstitution as a brigade-sized unit begins at Forte Pietralata in Rome. The same year it was transferred to Pordenone in the Friuli region in northern Italy. On the 1st of October 1952, the brigade had completed its increase to full division and commanded now the same regiments as during the African campaign. 132nd Armoured Division Ariete 8th Bersaglieri Regiment 3 Bersaglieri Battalion with M3 half-tracks V Bersaglieri Battalion with M3 half-tracks 12 Bersaglieri Battalion with M3 half-tracks Bersaglieri Anti-Tank Company with M40 recoilless rifles 132nd Tank Regiment I Tank Battalion with M26 Pershing 2 Tank Battalion with M26 Pershing 3 Tank Battalion with M26 Pershing 132nd Armoured Artillery Regiment I Self-Propelled Howitzer Group with M7 Priest 2 Self-Propelled Howitzer Group with M7 Priest 3 Self-Propelled Howitzer Group with M7 Priest IV Self-Propelled Howitzer Group with M7 Priest V Light Air Defense Group with M140mm automatic guns Vi Light Air Defense Group with M140mm automatic guns Armored Cavalry Squadron Cavaliere Guide with M8 Greyhound CXXXII Engineer Battalion 132nd Signal Company. Cold War. In 1963, all Italian divisions adapted their organization to NATO standards and thus added a brigade level to the division's structure. In the same year, the reconstitution of the 32nd Tank Regiment began. 7 Tank Battalion with M47 Patin. Bersaglieri Anti-Tank Company with M40 recoilless rifles on 132nd Armoured Artillery Regiment with M7 Priest I Service Battalion 1st Engineer Company, 1st Signal Company, 2 Armoured Brigade Ariete 32nd Tank Regiment in Cordonons 3 Tank Battalion with M47 Patin V Tank Battalion with M47 Patin, 23 Bersaglieri Battalion with M1132, 132nd Armoured Artillery Regiment with M7 Priest 2 Service Battalion 2nd Engineer Company, 2nd Signal Company. 3 Armoured Brigade Ariete 132nd Tank Regiment in Aviano 8 Tank Battalion with M47 Patin X Tank Battalion with M47 Patin, 38 Bersaglieri Battalion with M1133, 132nd Armoured Artillery Regiment with M7 Priest 3 Service Battalion 3rd Engineer Company, 3rd Signal Company. Ariete Artillery Brigade 132nd Armoured Artillery Regiment in Pordenone IV Heavy Self-Propel Group with M44 Howitzers, V Heavy Self-Propel Group with M110 Howitzers Vi Light Air Defense Group with L60 40mm automatic guns, 19 Reconnaissance Squadrons Group Cavaliere Guide with M24 Chaffee and M113. CXXXII Engineer Battalion, CCXXXII Signal Battalion, Ariete Light Airplane Section with L21B, Ariete Helicopter Section with AB-47J helicopters. On 1 October 1968 the brigade headquarters were disbanded and the divisions returned to its former structure. The Ariete Armoured Division was part of the 5th Army Corps based in northeastern Italy. The 5th Army Corps was tasked with defending the Italian-Yugoslavian border against possible attacks by either the Warsaw Pact or Yugoslavia or both. The Ariete Armoured Division was based in the middle of the potential front. Before the major reorganization of 1975, the division consisted of the following units: 7th Tank Battalion with M60A1 Patin, the Salieri Anti-Tank Company with M40 recoilless rifles, 32nd Tank Regiment 3 Tank Battalion with M60A1 Patin, V Tank Battalion with M60A1 Patin, 23 Salieri Battalion with M113, 132nd Tank Regiment 8 Tank Battalion with M60A1 Patin, X Tank Battalion with M60A1 Patin, 27 Salieri Battalion with M113, 132nd Armoured Artillery Regiment I Self-Propelled Field Artillery Group with M7 Priest, 2 Self-Propelled Field Artillery Group with M7 Priest, 3 Self-Propelled Field Artillery Group with M7 Priest, IV Heavy Self-Propelled Field Artillery Group with M44 Howitzers, V Heavy Self-Propelled Field Artillery Group with M110 Howitzers, 19 Reconnaissance Squadrons Group Cavaliere Guide, Ariete Engineer Battalion, Ariete Signal Battalion, Ariete Light Airplane Section with L19E, Ariete Helicopter Section with AB-206 helicopters, Ariete Service Department Medical Battalion, Transport Battalion, Maintenance Battalion, Supply Battalion. In 1975 the Italian Army undertook a major reorganization of its forces. The regiment level was abolished and battalions came under direct command of newly formed brigades, which combined units from different arms. Thus, on 1 October 1975 the Ariete took command of the following brigades, which were formed from its disbanded regiments: 8th Garibaldi Mechanized Brigade in Pordenone, 32nd Mameli Armoured Brigade in Tauriano, 132nd Manin Armoured Brigade in Aviano. Additional troops were added to bring the division up to full strength. Ariete Command and Signals Battalion in Pordenone, 19th Cavalry Reconnaissance Squadrons Group Cavaliere Guide in Casisa della Delizia, 14th Salieri Battalion Sernalia in Albenga, 16th Infantry Battalion Savona in Legino, 108th Heavy Field Artillery Group Cosseria in Casisa della Delizia, 132nd Heavy Field Artillery Group Rovereto in Casisa della Delizia, Ariete Artillery Specialist Group in Casisa della Delizia, 49th Reconnaissance Helicopter Squadrons Group Capricorno in Casisa della Delizia, 132nd Engineer Battalion Livenza in Motta di Livenza, 232nd Signal Battalion Fadalto in Casisa della Delizia, Ariete Logistic Maneuver Battalion in Casisa della Delizia, Ariete Medical Battalion in Casisa della Delizia, Ariete Carabinieri Company in Pordenone. When the Italian Army abolished the divisional level on 10 October 1986, the 132nd Armoured Brigade Manin was renamed as 132nd Armoured Brigade Ariete. Citations